thermostats, you know, over years they will go out. Some will come on at all, and some will stay on. So depending on which way it fails, you either have a really, really warm engine or a really cold engine.
They usually keep them about, what, 120 degrees? Somewhere
120, 130 is the normal range, yeah. Any other questions? Business in here. So we're looking at the output circuit breaker. Usually there's a cover on it. Just want to leave it off so I can show you how it's set up. It is a trip circuit breaker, so if it does trip, it'll go into the middle position. It won't go all the way down. And to reset it, you have to pull it all the way down and then back up. If it does trip, I recommend calling somebody, letting them know it's probably something's wrong.
Find out why,
Yeah, there's usually a reason why it did trip. Come out and troubleshoot it, or you can have an electrical contractor come out and troubleshoot what's going on. That is about it for that.
You going to put a load on it tomorrow when you're running?
As soon as we're done here, I'm going to hook up to the load line. Alright. Another tank vent here is just for the rupture basin. Same thing on that side. Comes out the back. Explosion valves at the very top. Except for, I think it's 3 PSI. Any other questions on the generator? Seems good to me. Let's see if this one goes out the quick hose for the coolant. So right here is for your coolant drain. It just goes along down the batteries here. It's the same thing as the oil. It's got a good hose that goes along here. It's got a little drain valve here. That'll drain out the tank system. Just make sure the heaters are on and off.
So we're going to probably do a monthly maintenance on this once we get up and running and the wells in place. After that, how often should we do a load test on it?
If you don't do a transfer test with at least 30% load monthly, we recommend a full load now. We're going to do it here today, once a year. That'll keep everything operating properly.
Good.
So we go to the transfer switch. This is the transfer switch control here. It's real simple control setup. It's got LED lights that kind of indicate what state it's in. Doesn't really have any alarms or anything like that to tell you what's going on, except for these indicator lights. So basically you have utility power. This is your building, which is your transfer switch. So your utility power is good, light is green, and you are connected to utility power, light is green. Generator starts up, orange light comes on. That means the generator is making acceptable voltage. And when you do transfer to the generator, orange light will come on here. These two lights will never be on at the same time, hopefully.
Yeah.
So if you get a call, say this thing's running, you don't know why, come out, first thing you want to do is look at these lights, see what the situation is. You're missing the green light here, and then it means you have lost power or have lost sensing on the transfer switch. If the light's just on here and the generator doesn't have any faults, it might be in a cool down state. Just give it another 10-15 minutes, see if it shuts down. Go from there. Test button. You hold the test button down, this test light will start flashing orange. That'll start and run the generator by itself. It is programmable to transfer if you wanted it to. From the factory, it comes set with no load transfer. So we'll just start and run the generator. Once the generator starts, you can let go of the button and it'll run for however long you want it to. Come back, hit the button again. You don't have to hold it down that time, but just hit it again and it'll shut the generator back down.
So our monthly test will be conducted from here rather than at the unit.
You can, any way you want it.
Okay.
You can run it from here, you can run it from the control panel. If you want to do a full load transfer, you could dump the main breaker like we're going to here in a minute. Override. Override basically will skip through any time delays. If you got only situation I can really think of that you want to skip a time delay, if you're out here testing and you notice that the unit had low fuel, you didn't want to run the 10 minutes before it retransferred, you just wanted to retransfer now. If you hit that, it'll skip through, retransfer, and then go right to the next one, which is engine cool down. Engine cool down is the only one you cannot skip. So in that kind of situation, you can kind of fast forward through most of the tests. Set exercise. It does have a built-in exerciser. It is a manual exerciser. So on the day and the time that you want it to exercise, it has intervals of 7, 14, 21, or 28 days. So you can do once a week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, or once a month. And at that day and time, you come out, hold that button down until the exercise light comes on and stops flashing. It'll be set. And then every day, whatever interval you set it at, after that, it'll produce that. It doesn't really count for daylight savings time, so we'll be an hour off half the year.
Is that resettable?
It is. As soon as you put a new test point in, it erases the old one.
Okay.
These lights up here, besides the test light, those are just for programming. On the back side, there's the mechanism there. On the back side, there's a little tiny switch up underneath here. You can barely see it, but you can catch it with a little flat-bitted screwdriver. And it has an automatic and a set deal on there. Barely see it in there. See it hanging down?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to catch with a little screwdriver.
Yeah.
But once you set it into program mode, a couple of these lights will turn red, and there's a little sheet in with the manuals that gives you step-by-step how to set those up. So you have the 5 LEDs on this side and the 3 on this side. They'll correspond with set points in the manual to change time delays and everything else. And when you're done, just put it back in auto and you go back to where it is. Any questions? No?
That breaker's locked off?
I don't know on that part. That's electric contractors there.
Okay.
Looks like that feeds a floodlight that might not be in service.
Yeah. That might be the main breaker for the electrical rooms.
Cool.
All right.
All right, you want to do a test and see how this thing works?
Hear it grunt.
I'm going to close a couple of these doors here.
Do you have the capacity to do a load test?
There's not too many people around to do that.
What we're going to do is we're just going to dump the main.
We can coordinate that all done the same day.
So it's going to have a 3-second
I don't know about that.
start delay.
Now, how long does it take to do he was just saying, testing some of our other generators all on the same day. How long does it take to do a load test on these? You got to do it for about an hour, don't you?
I mean, if on the building load,
Yeah.
at least a half an hour.
Yeah.
Hour's fine, but at least a half an hour on load.
So it might not be. We might not be able to do it all in one day. Maybe all in 1 week. Go from here to the police department, to the fire department, to the.
Well said. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Say it's going to have
We like to work.
3-second start delay, then it's going to have a 5-second transfer delay, then it'll be under load generator. Going back, it's going to have 10 minutes before it retransfers to utility power, 5-minute cool down. Lights are on, green ones are off. That's what you're going to see under a normal power outage. Oh yeah, okay. It's on. So now it's in its time delay to retransfer. This control does run off the batteries on the generator. So batteries go bad. The generator is also that's why batteries. The generator will start with this.
Is that pretty much it, Nate?